Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. Timber to Arsenal is 100% done, according to Florian Plettenberg on Sky Sports Germany. He says this one is a done deal. The same guy that called the Kai Havertz deal is the same guy calling the Jurrien Timber deal. We'll be diving into that. We'll be talking about Florian Balogun because at the moment Arsenal are in close talks with the agent of the player to find a solution, according to Sky Sports Diaby. We'll be diving into that. Kroenke wants to win the UCL and English Premier League in the coming seasons. Now, this will actually shock you. Arsenal are the only enterprise that have not won a trophy in the Kroenke and Sports enterprises. All the other enterprises, all the other teams in American football, in basketball, all those teams are actually winning, things. They are winning trophies. Arsenal are the only team in KSE not to win anything. So probably that is what Stan Kroenke is working on as well. We'll be talking about Guler, Diaby, and Kai Havertz doing his photo shoot at Arsenal as well. So hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's get this one to 500. We are very close to 70,000 subscribers. If you can hit that subscribe button, if you have not yet, it massively means a lot. And we are definitely getting there. Right, so let's dive into some of the latest stories around Arsenal. And the biggest one comes in from Florian Plettenberg, confirming there that Jurrien Timber to Arsenal is pretty much done. It's 100% done. It's 100%, signing for Arsenal. There will be nothing changing in this deal. Now, he's Germany best. Is a journalist based in Germany, and literally was saying that the only competition in this deal was Bayern Munich, and he said at the moment Bayern do not even have any thoughts of coming into this deal, especially at this stage where Arsenal are believed to be riding and leading the rest as pretty much very well. But then he also says that Manchester United and all the links about this Jurrien Timber deal, they never happened. Jurrien Timber has already told Arsenal and Ajax he wants to join Arsenal only, as reported by Fabrizio Romano in the first place as well. So Timber to Arsenal pretty much done. I think there will be a few things to iron out in that contract. I've seen a few outlets in the Netherlands and reports from the Netherlands saying that Arsenal, will need to meet that 50 million euro mark in order to sign Jurrien Timber. Arsenal, I don't think we have a problem with going from 48 to 50 million euros. That won't be a big problem. I think the only thing we will have to do is be very, very patient. So it looks like Timber is going to be our second signing of the summer. Everything is pretty much done, according to Florian Plettenberg. Timber to Arsenal is 100% done. We will be waiting for that announcement. The here we go from Fabrizio Romano or the exclusive from David Ornstein. Now, listen. I think with the Jurrien Timber one, it was also confirmed yesterday with Jurrien Timber going on his Instagram and then changing to Ghana. I mean, he wrote literally, Ghana, the word Ghana on his Instagram. And of course, we know what that means. At times, players play teasers, but at this advanced, stage of the deal, it really means something. So Jurrien Timber to Arsenal is pretty much done. The player always wanted Arsenal, never listened to any other offers, according to Romano. The player did not listen to any other clubs, to any other projects. He was focused on Arsenal and Arsenal alone. Right, so we are locked in talks with the agent of Florian Balogun, according to Sky Sports' Damesh. Arsenal are locked in talks with the agent of Florian Balogun to find a solution to the player who has become a contract rebel. Now, Arsenal have already slapped a £35 million asking price on the player, although they value him highly at around £50 million. Sky Sports Dimension also says that at the moment, it looks like Arteta does not have any thoughts of keeping Florian Balogun at Arsenal, with the likes of Edin Ketia also set to leave the club as well. I think Balogun, it is crystal clear. We've talked about it on the channel. He has to stay, but then he's got to go. I think it's one of those ones where, it's a coin with only one side. You flip it, it is the court. You flip it again, it is the court. You've got to bite the bullet. I think Arsenal can't make any major mistakes on this one. We can't risk it to go into his last year of his contract. He will be, cheaper than he is right now. And of course, we cannot risk to give him another season before selling him, because we do not know what is exactly going to happen if you give him another season. Maybe on loan, maybe at Arsenal. So his market value is through the roof at the moment. Arsenal believe this is the right place and this is the right situation to sell. So let's wait and see the offers that are coming in. AC Milan, for me, look like the likely destination after missing out on Marcus Thuram. They will want to have a prolific striker, and for me, Balogun is such a good player. I don't know if he will want to come back to Arsenal. He's literally cut all ties linking him to England. Right? He's no longer an England international. He's now a USA international. And that just highlights that the Premier League is nothing to him now. Of course, every player would have to play in the Premier League. But English players are tied down to that, to that effect of the Premier League. It is the league at home. It is the league they understand, the culture and the society. Literally, they were born for the Premier League. But Jurrien Balogun, given the fact that he's now playing for USA, he can go out there, play in the Italian Serie A. He's already shown capabilities in the French League One as well. So let's wait and see what's going to come out of those talks. But Arsenal are seriously considering selling him for around 50 million euros. But if anyone comes in with 35 million pounds, don't be shocked if we let the boy go as well. Now, Kai Havertz is doing his photo shoots to be announced as an Arsenal player. This is also a story that has been leaked very, very recently. Now, he did his medicals over the weekend in Spain. I'm not sure if he's doing his photo shoots at Arsenal or if he's doing his photo shoots in Spain, but I do reckon that his photo shoots and media, activities are taking place in Spain. Because why? If they were taking place in London at Arsenal, I would definitely know. Like, there's no question about that. We would know. So Kai Havertz media activities taking place. Photo shoot also taking place. He will be announced as a national player later this week, according to Florian Plettenberg from Sky Sports Germany. Right. So Arsenal interested in Moussa Diaby, and reports coming out of France indicate that Moussa Diaby is 100% a big fan of Arsenal and the project. He would love to play for us, but it looks like this is something that won't happen because Arsenal have signed Kai Havertz. Now, we've talked about the need to replace or at times to rotate Bukayo Saka in games, at times to just give him that extra bit of relief. Look, I've seen Edin Ketia. He's got that ability to play from the right and from the left as well. But we're talking about quality replacement of Saka, quality rotation of Saka. The way you rotate Bernardo Silva with Riyad Mahrez, the way you rotate Ben White with Jurrien Timber, that's the quality we are talking about. So sources in France are saying that the player would be very open to signing for Arsenal. We've approached him before, we have talked to him before, but at the moment a deal is very, very unlikely, with Arsenal looking to sign Kai Havertz, Rice, Timber as priorities. Now, this is a boy that will go to Newcastle. When you look at a player and a transfer is written all over them, like Mason Mount to Manchester United, like Declan Rice to Arsenal. There are those deals that you innately feel a player will go somewhere, right? I really feel Moussa Diaby is going to end up at Newcastle. Now, we've been bickering with Newcastle for quite some time for the player. Newcastle making, bigger strides than us to make bigger strides as well. We overtake them. They overtake us. It's high time they signed him. And I tell you what, he's going to be such a wonderful signing for Newcastle because he's got that ability to play at right wing. Then he's got the ability, because he's left-footed, naturally, he can play on the left wing. And he's got that special ability just as a winger. He can also play behind the striker in that false nine or in that second, number 9 role. He's such a quality player. Like, if there is a player I've ever loved from the German Bundesliga, and he's not from Borussia Dortmund, it is Moussa Diaby. I've looked at all these other players, at least the players I've fell in love with in the German Bundesliga, and I'm not playing for Dortmund, have ended up playing for Dortmund as well. But Moussa Diaby, I don't see him go to Borussia Dortmund unless it runs his contract down. I see him go to Newcastle. But if Arsenal have any spare cash, like 40, 45 million, I think we should do the deal. We should absolutely do the deal. Now, his valuation has dropped a little bit, not because he's actually had a bad season. He had a very, very good season, 9 goals and 8 assists for Bayer Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga. But his contract is, running down. I think he's left with 2 years now on his current deal at Leverkusen. So he's around 45-50 million, and I think Leverkusen will be looking to sell this summer just to make sure that they don't get into that conundrum of being between a hard place and a rock. But Arsenal will not sign him. Like this one, I don't even want to debate about it. We will not sign him. But talking about players we might sign, Arsenal are in the race to sign Guler from Fenerbahce, 18 years of age. He is one player attracting more attention than Jadon Sancho, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Fred, Dean Henderson combined. All those players, if you combine the interest that they have, Guler has more interest. Now, these are the clubs interested: Arsenal, newest member; Newcastle, interested; Ajax, interested; Dortmund, interested; and Barcelona. Now, the element I've seen there, apart from Newcastle, of course, being the odd man out, is that all the clubs interested in Guler are specialists when it comes to grooming young talent. You look at Barcelona and their academy. You look at Borussia Dortmund and their first team. You look at Ajax and what they've done with young players. And of course, Arsenal, the project is very, very young. Where is it going to go? I don't know. There is a release clause that Fabrizio Romano actually confirmed, that anyone who could sign Guler could trigger that release clause. It could be between 10 million euros to around 20 million euros, if I remember very well. He's exciting. He's absolutely exciting. He's one of the 18-year-old players that have been massively hyped, but then he's lived up to the hype as per now, right? He's already made his cap for Turkey. He's already having massive minutes under his belt for Fenerbahce. And there is a feeling that in the future, probably 2-3 years, we could be seeing another prodigy like Jude Bellingham hit the European market. But where is he going to go, and where should he go? If I'm Arsenal, these are the deals I want to do. 10 million euros for an 18-year-old. You groom him for the next 3 years. If Arsenal win the Premier League and probably win any other silverware during that time, all our players will rise in value. So imagine the likes of Guler. You sign him for 10 million euros and you sell him for 35 million euros. That is a huge profit on such a player. I don't think he comes into Arsenal and he starts right away, but I think he can be a very, very good backup. He can be very, very quality player to rotate Bukayo Saka with. And in the future, you can definitely sell him and make some very, very good money. It's just something I was talking about, the players that, Chelsea and Manchester City are trying to sign in Ethan Nwaneri from the Arsenal Academy. You can't lose such players. If they're really good talents and Arsenal is heading into very, very good times, it means their value will rise as a consequence of being part of this Arsenal side. And we're going to have a lot of money. We're going to make a lot of money. Look at Bazunu from Manchester City to Southampton. You look at Romeo Lavia from Southampton, from Manchester City to Southampton. Academy players costing in excess of 10 million with buyback clauses, right? That is what Ethan Nwaneri and Guler would become. But if I'm Guler and I'm this young, I'll definitely be going to Dortmund or Ajax. Like, there's no question about that. At FC Barcelona, he's gonna go to Barcelona B, probably spend there 2 more years or 3 more years, and then his future will be decided. I think he's a big player that has already made a name for himself. Doesn't want to go back to the academies and play in Segunda, Barcelona B, all that kind of stuff. That's not what he wants. He wants to be playing for a side that will spare him as a young player, so he won't be playing 38 Premier League games, but he can go and play 34 Bundesliga games at Borussia Dortmund. He can also go and play around 30 games in the Dutch Eredivisie, especially now that Ajax could lose Mohamed Kudus. He would be a very fantastic signing for them, right? But I would reckon Dortmund, they've lost Jude Bellingham. They are desperate. Like, they are really desperate to find a player who's going to replace Jude Bellingham. And Guler, the talent is there. He's absolutely mind-blowing to watch. Now, Stan Kroenke will demand the UEFA Champions League and English Premier League after investing heavily in Arsenal. Now, Piers Morgan was speaking today on the TalkSport breakfast show, and he was actually saying that, look, apart from that ridiculous statement that we discussed in the morning, that Ronaldo could have won Arsenal the Premier League, he also said that the Kroenkes are now ready to back Arsenal, according to what he understands, and the Kroenkes want to win not only the Premier League, but also the UEFA Champions League as well. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, the Kroenkes are Arsenal are the only project that is underachieving under KSE. Now, I don't know whether we are underachieving because the resources that have been, put to our disposal, you can't say we are underachieving. But in comparison to all the other projects, to all the other footballing, basketball, and sports projects in the KSE group, Arsenal is the only club that are not winning titles. We are the only club that are not winning our championship. Stan Kroenke aims to change that with Arsenal winning the EPL and the UCL as well. I would say be excited, but I would definitely put this up as a topic for discussion live to get your thoughts and opinions.